Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
The summer of '75 was Wyatt Earp's second year as deputy marshal in the Trails End cowtown of Wichita, Kansas. During that first violent summer, Wyatt had grabbed the town by the tail and held it on the ground, while hundreds of armed and defiant cowboys from the cattle trails tried to keep it on the prod. But even though Wichita had learned to keep its hair slicked, Wyatt still liked to spend his mornings near the cattle pens, watching what might have drifted in overnight.
Hey, you, seen old man culling around lately?
No, and it ain't like him either. All summer long he's been meeting his herd. Always here to beat me for the best price. And getting it, too. Well, after all, he's my best customer.
You might as well be honest about it, Mr. Santel. Cattle kings don't come any tougher than old man Cullen. Good morning, Brad. Where's your father?
Selling a herd to the Army over at Dodge. He'll be back in a few days. Does anybody know Mr. Santel?
I'm Santel, boy. What's on your mind?
Well, I'm Brad Cullen. I'm trail boss of that herd there. I'd like to talk some business.
You?
Yeah, that's right, me.
One of Cullen's sons. He's got authorization to sell the herd. Why doubt him?
Well, no offense, kid, but I just couldn't imagine your old man letting anyone handle a sale for him. Am I forgiven?
Guess you want to ride into town, get washed up.
Well, after I talk business.
You fellas go ahead. I'll ride back with you when you get all done.
How many?
500.
Looks closer to 4.
No, I said 500.
The lame and the blind ones, hmm?
Hey, what's that?
They've come a long way over grazed out lands and dried streams. I wouldn't call them prime beef.
Now, I'm offering you 500 prime beeves at 20 a head.
The market's glutted. Prices dropped to $10 a head. You can take it or leave it.
Now, look, mister, are you trying to take advantage of me? Because if you are...
Your old man will come gunning for me, hmm? Look, kid, your pappy don't scare me one bit. At least, so long as Wyatt Earp's close by somewhere to help me out.
I don't happen to be so lucky.
Oh. All right. Seeing as it's Cullen beef I'm buying, I'll make it 15.
Well, it's gotta be 20.
Believe me, kid, I'm not bluffing and I'm not gouging. Buying season's over. I'm being as generous as I can, and I'm doing it for you, not for that great hard rock who happens to be your old man.
Give me an hour to think it over?
An hour to see some other brokers? Sure. You won't get a cent over 10. I tell you what I'll do. I'll give you 3 hours.
All ready? How'd you make out with Mr. Santel?
He said the price is down.
That's true.
Oh, then I'm in for it. If I sell the herd short, Papa like they kill me. If I don't, he'll rag me and hound me till I feel like killing him. He can be a miserable man over money.
How old are you, Brad?
Going on 19.
Got you that buffalo. Why don't you just pack up and get out like your older brothers did?
Well, I'm the only one left. It's just me and Ma. I guess I'm the reason that she's staying around.
She asking you to?
Well...
Now you're fooling yourself. You're afraid of your old man, that's all that's troubled you. You're still a kid.
All right, I'll admit it. So I'm a kid. Okay, suppose I have your advice, Mr. Earp. What would you do if you were me?
Well, if I was you, I'd Go into town, get myself a square meal, and I'd make up my mind and stamp out my decision.
Oh, just as simple as that, huh?
Yep. Make up your mind to something. Being a man is just that simple. Come on, we'll go into town. How'd you make out? Made up your mind?
Yep.
That's a heavy piece of paper to be carrying around all by yourself. Better ride out to your camp on Cowskin Creek, where you'll be among friends.
What's the matter? Aren't you my friend?
Well, that goes without saying, Brad, but that stuff's not. You, want me to hang on to it for you?
You know, the more you talk, the more you sound like my old man. The more you sound like him, the less I like you. Now, you just go ahead with your business. I'll take care of mine.
Okay, Brad. I guess you're the boss. I'll see you around.
Cards, please. 3 to you. 3, please.
1.
2 to the dealer. Wyatt.
Thanks. How long's that been going on?
Started a couple of hours ago, right after you left.
Has he been buying?
No. Them's his original chips. For a kid, he's doing real good. Your bet. I call.
50 better than you, mister.
I can't. You took 1 card, I believe, didn't you, son?
You're supposed to follow the play, mister, not ask questions.
The young man raised you 50. Either put up or drop out. You're too young to bluff, kid. But in case you are, I'm willing to pay to teach you not to. What have you got? Heart flush. You lose. Jack's full. Very nice. And I'll call. Sevens and 4s, you win.
Please, you care to join me for a drink, Mr. Earp, huh?
No, thanks. How'd you come up?
I came out with nothing but my name, Mr. Earp, sir.
And you lost the whole check, $7,500?
Yep. But I admit to that with a certain pardonable pride.
What'd you figure you'd do? Get lucky and run that check up to what your father expected?
Yeah.
And you would have lied to him and told him you got more for the herd than you really did, is that it?
No.
You're even more scared of the old man than I thought. Well, now what do you tell him?
The truth. Just tell the truth.
In other words, you'd rather admit to being a bad gambler than a bad businessman, is that it?
Well, that's about it, Mr. Earp. Bad luck is all can happen to anybody. But a bad business deal, boy, that's stupid, unforgivable. Don't you ever darken my door again, son. Ah.
You better face up to it, Badger. Father isn't going to believe that gambling story any more than I do. You played for a sucker.
A sucker?
That's right, sucker. Even though your father'd rather admit to a bad business deal than being played for a sucker by two tin horns.
What are you talking about?
Those two gamblers, they play it like a partnership. If either one of them gets a good hand, they bet it up. If you get a good hand, they fold. Their winnings are big, yours are small. Percentage-wise, they get all the edge. Even you ought to be able to see who's going to come out the winner.
You mean they work together, they split afterwards?
Right.
They... Well, that means I've been robbed. Well, what are you going to do to get back my money?
Nothing. Foster and his friend didn't break any laws. I got no legal grounds to make an arrest.
But what they did was wrong, and you know it.
The whiskey's gone to your head. You better go back to Cowskin Camp where you can sleep it off. Come on, I'll take you there myself.
You're a coward, Mr. Earp. You're a protector of cheats and robbers. You're a big man with the 6-gun, too, aren't you? Well, would you just show me how good you are? Huh?
Well, that's not a very smart play, Brad. Throwing down on a man with a gun you're not used to. Now, let me have it. Come on. Come on, straighten up like a man.
Take a look at Brad, boys. He sure tied one on.
Yeah, and that ain't all. I was robbed, cheated, beaten up, and thrown in jail.
Robbed?
Yeah, that's right. Robbed, I was cleaned out. They took the check, the payroll, the money, everything.
Didn't you go to the law?
Of course I did. And I'm the one that gets thrown in jail. I'm going to put it to you straight. I'm for going back into town and getting what's mine. And yours. But I need help. Anybody want to volunteer?
My mammy always told me the good Lord helps those that help themselves. I'm with you, kid.
Always did want a chance to tree Wichita. Count me in, too.
Okay.
All right, we'll all join.
All right. Okay, come on, let's go then. Come on. They're still here. Everyone keep their hands on the table. This is not a holdup. I was cheated at cards last night by these two men. All I want is the money I lost. Give me my check, mister.
Well, I don't have it here, son. It's locked up in the house safe in the back room.
Well, get in cash. $7,500.
I don't have that much on me.
You get it, Foster. I'm telling you, you get it from the other tables. I want 7,500 or I'm going to kill you.
That's 2,000, Mac. Consider it a loan. How much you got, Hal?
Let's see. Here's 5.
This'll make up the rest of it.
Make it quick, gambler, or you'll lose some of them clever fingers.
There you are. We gonna let him get away with this?
The charge is armed robbery. Is that right, Mr. Foster?
Armed robbery, attempted murder. Mr. Havisham was seriously wounded, you know.
There's no need to be so self-righteous, Mr. Foster. Your neck's not as clean as it could be either, you know. You cheated that kid the same as if you'd stacked the deck.
If you think I've done anything illegal, why don't you arrest me?
Well, sometimes there's a better way to take care of men like you.
What are you up to, Earp?
Well, I'll tell you this much, Mr. Foster. I'll arrest Brad Cullen and his punches as your request and bring him to trial. But by the time this is over, the whole town will know how you and your friend operate. I may not be able to touch you legally, but the average citizen still has a sense of fair play.
These warrants are ready to sign, Mr. Foster. Right on this line, please. How many more men will we need, Wyatt?
I'll make the arrest myself.
You can't go into that cow camp alone.
Well, I'll tell you, Sam. Brad Cullen and his men aren't hardened criminals. The best way to handle a thing like this is to treat it like a family quarrel. All right, Mr. Foster. Let me have the warrants.
It'd be mighty convenient if one of Brad's cowboys dropped him, wouldn't it?
Are you out of your mind, Foster?
No, but I'm thinking about who'd be getting blamed if Earp was found dead between here and Cullen's ranch. We made it. He's still a couple of miles from camp. Between us, we'll get him. Wanted to help. Well, then head back to town.
We better do what he says. If Earp didn't want us alive to make a point, he'd drop us here.
We'll do what you say. When you get to Wichita, keep on going.
Hey, Brad.
is that, son?
That's, Wyatt Earp.
You stay where you are. I'll talk to him.
Morning, Mr. Cullen.
Morning, Wyatt.
See, you got here a little ahead of time.
An hour ago. We're, just about to pack and head south. What's on your mind, Wyatt?
I got warrants for the arrest of Bradshaw Cullen and 6 John Does for the cowhands who helped him hold up the Texas house this morning.
Why, he was just taking back the money that he'd been robbed of. Seeing as how the law wouldn't give him a helping hand.
How did Brad tell you he lost the money in the first place?
Well, he had a few drinks, played some poker. He said he lost quite a sum of money before he found he was being cheated. He said you wouldn't even listen to him. You're not arresting anyone from this camp, Wyatt.
I'm arresting your son and 6 cowhands, Mr. Cullen. Now get out of my way. Brad, tell him the truth. You'll never get another chance like this one.
What's he talking about, son?
Yeah, he's just stalling, Pop. You watch him now.
Your son's a liar, Mr. Cullen.
Get him, Brad, get him! You ought to drop, you fool. Why don't you shoot?
He couldn't shoot me last night when he was drunk, and he can't shoot me now when he's sober. Because he knows he's wrong. It's hard to kill a man when you're wrong, isn't it?
Thanks. Pop? I lied, Pop. I sold the herd short of what you wanted and tried to make it up gambling. The rest is like I told you.
You sold the herd?
That's right. The funny thing is, I'm not afraid to admit it. Not now. Not anymore. I was a coward, a liar, and a thief. I was all that just to please you.
What kind of a son are you? What are you talking about?
You'll never do this to me again, Pop. I'm not coming home anymore. Mr. Earp, I'll go saddle me up a horse and then we can go. Now, you don't have to take the other boys in. They didn't know the truth. I'm the only one you want.
I don't understand, Wyatt. My sons. 3 of them now. Gone. I work my fingers to the bone to give them a future. And they leave. Tell me why, Wyatt. I don't understand.
I guess that's been the trouble, Mr. Cullen. There comes a time when a young fella has to move out. Learn to be somebody all by himself. I guess you just never learned when to let go. Where's Foster and his friend?
They rode out for Dodge early this morning. I left this for you. It's that check of young Collins. He said they wouldn't hold any charges against them if you'd return their money. And they wish you to return the compliment and leave them alone if you ever meet up with them again. Left their forwarding address on the back.
Huh? Thank you, Judge.
Wait, I'll have one with you.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail. Oh, Wyatt Earp, and long may his story be